What's up, guys? Back for another episode of Barbells and Banter. So today we got into the weeds on supplements, talked about performance supplements, things that we would want to have in the gym, talked about some general health ones that we'd want to be having day to day. Then we also talked about some cognitive enhancing supplements that can help us increase alertness, focus, those types of things. So went into the weeds on it a little bit. Obviously, we left a lot out because there's so many to talk about. So we just kind of went over the main ones. So interested to get your feedback on that. If it's your first time here, welcome to the podcast. We know you're going to love it, so just hit that subscribe button now. If you're a repeat listener and you haven't done it yet, please do so. It helps us get the message out to other people just like yourself. If you are one of those people who's wanting to build your best summer body yet, it's getting to that time of the year in Australia. Our applications for coaching are open. We've got 2 products that you guys can get involved in, our one-to-one coaching, and then we've got Transformer as well, which is a shorter 6-week kind of model where we guarantee 4 kilos in 6 weeks, or we'll coach you for free until you do. So jump on the website, get some more information, or hit us in the DM so we'll be able to field any questions that you have. All right, let's get to the episode. Yeah, it's like freshly shaven and like the hood sticks to the, or you try and put a beanie on and it just like grips and the beanie just folds over your head.
You have to get the beanie on perfectly first time. You left like,
you have to
adjustment.
Pull it out and it comes down like that.
Fuck.
Old man things.
You're literally about to say that. What it's like to be a balding male.
So one thing I forgot to ask on the other pod is, not ask, but say, is did you know that if you can bench 225 pounds,
yeah,
so it's what, 105?
100.
Yeah. You are stronger than 99.9% of the population. Do you remember when you benched 100 kilos?
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, me
I
too.
can remember the video.
Yeah. No, so I remember when I thought I benched 100 kilos. So I used to train at this local YMCA.
15 kilo bar.
Nah, so I used to train at this YMCA gym, and there used to be this dude. He was pretty jacked, and his name was Vince. I won't forget this. So Vince was jacked, and I used to obviously badger Vince about how he's so jacked.
Yeah.
Now I know, after years and years of training, how he was so jacked. And I used to just like not train with him, but like whatever he did, I'd do it.
Yeah.
And so one day we were on the bench together, and he was spotting me, and he's like, just keep putting the weight on. I was like, fuck, it's feeling good. And so we put 100 on. I was like, fuck yeah, I was so happy about it. And what I didn't realize is old Vince was fucking moving half of the weight himself. So when I went to do it again the next week without Vince, I was fucking like halfway, thought I was going to die. So I was so pissed off, man.
Yeah.
I was just like, how dare you take that away from me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
fucking be better, Vince.
Yeah, Vince, you've lived rent-free in my head. And
Hope
probably still will.
I hope you've improved.
Yeah, I'm bigger than you now, though, probably. So yeah, but I remember like I got it again, but it was like a month later. It just didn't hit the same.
Yeah.
Because then it was like I needed to hit it because I'd said I'd done it.
Yeah.
So I kept it quiet. Like
Yeah.
I didn't say anything to anyone. Like, oh no, actually, you know what? I can't lift it. Yeah, yeah, motherfucker. God damn you, Vince.
Fuck. I love that you were just like a kid that did it, and I was like 28. Maybe 27.
I would have been like 17, I reckon.
Yeah, I was 75 kilos.
Yeah. I was 75 kilos at about 17 too.
Yeah, I was not. I was about 56 kilos.
I feel like I just stayed like in the 80s forever though.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when I was PTing, like I just was 80 to 87 the whole time.
Ages, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how I got through that. Anyway.
How do you break that glass ceiling?
Yeah, that's hilarious. All right, let's get stuck straight into it because we talked a lot of shit in the last episode. So I want to talk about supplements. We talk a lot about supplements, as in we kind of just mention them in passing, I feel like. And then I've been talking to a few of the girls that are competing at the moment. We've been throwing in some little intricate things and rah. So I thought it's time to just give like a general, these are the supplements we kind of play with. And then we can go like, specific kind of case studies and stuff. And I've got, the case study with like the girls in the sleep and stuff kind of at the end.
Yeah.
So when I look at supplements, I'm thinking like performance kind of objective stuff in the gym. Yep. So like performance muscle fat loss. Mm-hmm. Then I think supplementation, like supporting day-to-day health.
Yeah.
And then even then I feel like that's probably still more skewed towards active lifters. Like I don't spending a lot of time with like the gen pop that don't train.
Yeah.
So again, take all this stuff with like these people are training often. And then the other thing which I'm big on is the cognitive performance stuff as well, which I probably need to double down on a little bit more given my forgetfulness in my... You know what it is? I don't like my administration of the methylene blue, and it cost me a fortune to buy it. So I'm like in this, I don't want to buy another cognitive enhancing supplement when I should just use that, but I don't like the fact that it's like staining my teeth and shit.
Yeah.
I already drink black coffee, so I'm already really self-conscious about it, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my confession. Let's move on.
Personal brand vulnerability.
Let's move on. So I know we don't categorize protein powder as a
I was
supplement.
going to say, did we start at the very top?
Yeah,
right?
so we don't categorize it as a supplement. Technically, it's a supplement. The murky ground that I feel like people get into when they do that is they don't treat it like a protein source. They treat it like you should have it in a certain scenario because it's supposed to like supplement. Like supplement means to add on, right?
Yeah.
So I would say this is the only kind of area where it's like semantics, but like I would treat protein like a protein source so that you can use it to conveniently get your protein levels up so you don't have to rely on a lot of meat, a lot of dairy, and then even if you don't like those food types for whatever reason or you don't eat them for whatever reason, finding other places to get the protein is pretty tough without supplementing it. So that's, kind of where I sit with the protein powder side of things.
I'm the same. So with that said, do you have a particular protein blend type?
Yeah, I was big on this.
Lean towards.
You know what? I was really big on isolate post workout, and really big on the fact that we were trying to maximize digestion and all of that.
Remember paying fucking squillions of dollars for the hydrolyzed one?
Yeah, and like even now, like isolate is $58 a kilo, roughly. And that's even pretty cheap compared to some brands that double down on the flavor.
Yeah.
So I have moved more away from that. I think like rationally, if you took the protein out and you just ate a protein-based meal, you wouldn't really be looking at rates of digestion and whatnot. And even if we look at like data and research, it's like the numbers, hitting the numbers of the proteins amounts prescribed for you per day is more important. So that's where I'm like, it's probably, if you stomach a concentrate, if you stomach a blend, if you stomach, if you do need an isolate because maybe you're lactose intolerant or something like that, absolutely fine. I don't really have a...
You're a matrix guy though, right?
I like matrix. It mixes...
Bulk nutrients matrix.
Correct. Yeah. Discount code, which I don't have. But anyway, get it. It's good products. So I like it because it mixes well in the food.
Yeah.
Casein and like a little bit of fat and in the protein itself like does cook better.
Yep.
But if someone said to me like, hey Jay, like I'm doing the isolate, sits well with my stomach, digest it really well. Yeah. Those types of things, I'm like, absolutely no problem.
I think it's important more to expose the other way because people think they have to get the isolate, the whatever, the one they're like, fuck.
Yeah, people ask me all the time when I put a photo up of the Matrix, like, why do you get that one? I'm like, it's cheap and it mixes well.
Yeah.
I'm like, and they're just like, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, man. Like,
yeah.
Do you care if you eat a steak and like, even if you eat mince and rice and a little bit of coconut oil or something?
Yeah.
It's like, are you worrying about how fast that gets into your blood compared to your isolate? So I think, I don't look at those things. Probably people banging their heads at me saying like, whatever, like,
we're doing okay.
What about the digestion, bro?
We're doing okay.
Yeah.
But, just to throw another one in there with the protein supplement is the protein water.
Yeah, I was also going to be a little specific with the protein as well.
Go.
Whey.
Yeah.
Like a pea rice blend.
Yep.
For the amino acid profile to get the same amount of aminos as a first class protein source. I'm not big on collagen and stuff. Like I don't really see the evidence to support that it's better than, or a substitute for like a whey or something like that. I think like if you're going to use that, you'd probably still need to look at, getting your other aminos in and stuff. But if you're eating meat and all that kind of stuff throughout the day, then I guess you're probably getting a good enough mix. But yeah, I know. I feel like the jury's a little bit out on the
way I
collagen.
understand the collagen argument, and I posted about this last year, if you're eating 2+ grams per kilo of body weight, you have because collagen isn't special, it's 3 amino acids.
Correct.
That if you have whey protein, those amino acids are there, but not in the same concentration.
Correct, yeah.
But if you eat 2 grams per kilo of body weight of protein per day, you're probably getting the 3 amino acids that make up collagen.
And the other 8 essential and 9
and
non-essential.
everything else.
Yeah.
Over a day that's substantial enough to still get the tendon, the skin repair, the fucking hydration of the cell that makes you look young. Like, you'll be getting all of that anyway. In saying that, like the protein water that I get is more from a digestion flavor profile that I'll have during training.
Yep.
Has collagen in it, but that's definitely not why I buy it.
It's not the choice.
If anything, I wish it didn't.
Yeah, you're not choosing it because that's what gives it that chalky kind of flavor, yeah? Or that chalky feel.
I don't. The Muscle Nation one is unreal.
Oh, yeah?
Like,
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, like, it bothers me because everything else Muscle Nation, I'm kind of like, oh, there's so much shit in it.
Okay.
I'm not that guy, but I'm that guy. You know what I mean?
I'm going to respectfully cut you off because we have like 19 supplements to get through.
Go.
And we're like, protein.
Let's just talk about protein for an hour.
So great for post-training convenience, during travel, hitting your protein targets with a busy lifestyle. So I wanted to do benefit and use case.
Yep.
So everyone's got practical application. So then we got caffeine. So so the first four, in my opinion, is just like everyone. It's like protein powder, caffeine, creatine, electrolytes. It's like if you think about like how am I going to approach maximal performance in the session, doesn't matter if it's muscle gain, fat loss, whatever. You need protein before you train, probably some caffeine to help you, focus and produce maximal output. Creatine is going to help you with your performance. Electrolytes are going to help with your performance, your hydration during your session. You do all of those and then probably stack some carbs. You're Gucci, man.
Yeah.
Like in terms of pre-workout nutrition. So caffeine boosts strength, endurance, increases alertness, provides a small thermogenic effect if somebody's worried about potentially burning fat. Pre-training is the best way to use it. We lean on it a little bit more in a cut because it does have appetite suppressing effects that are minor. But again, it's like you've got to think about the cascade or like the domino effect that happens when you increase, the caffeine intake. So trying to limit the caffeine intake to the AM, thinking about the fact that it's got a half-life of 9 hours, which means it's like half the caffeine's gone in the 9 hours. And it's like most people have a couple of serves every 3 hours. So it's just like compounding the concentration of, caffeine in the system. And then that's got competition at like the adenosine receptor to keep the person awake. And then we've got things trying to drive sleep drive. So keeping it 8 to 9 hours before bedtime, no caffeine. I think after that, you're kind of good. Some people metabolize caffeine a bit faster than others. I don't think you're ever going to know, though. Like, I'm pretty sure there's an enzyme in the liver that people will produce in different amounts. Maybe that's why fucking Europeans can have a fucking short mac, like, after a meal at 7:30 and go to bed. But it's a really effective supplement for many benefits.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Where you sit dosages?
I just go like big person, small person. So I'd say like there's specific like milligrams per whatever. I just can't remember off the top of my head, but I would say like big person, we're going to go like 85 kilos plus, probably like 400 to 500 milligrams per day. Small person, sub 85 kilos, 300 to 400 milligrams per day. I'd say is just like a rough guide, but you can get those values
So
really fast.
Personal tolerance will play a huge role in that as well.
Yeah, even just type of caffeine too.
Yeah.
Some people are really sensitive to like those energy drinks. Are really sensitive to coffee. I'm not very sensitive to coffee. Sometimes, depending on the formula of the energy drink, I am sensitive to.
Yeah.
I don't like those like the caffeine matrices that have like the fast acting ones that like kind of send it through the roof and they kind of have a crash, and then you've got another one that kind of tapers and
catch it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it's too much for me. I'm like I feel anxious, and then I feel tired, and then I feel I'm just like coffee just gives me this nice little buzz, and it's nice and consistent, and kind of just gives me like a good peak and a good low. Yeah.
I'm the same. I'll choose a non-stim pre and have coffee.
I think that would have to do with like the other parts of the formula, because you're supposed to have like tyrosine and all of those things in certain amounts that are going to help kind of sustain the peak of the caffeine and whatnot. But caffeine in itself, you could get away with just using that for most people. I reckon if you're caffeinated and you're hydrated, they're the two major elements for performance.
I think most people that experience the requirement of caffeine later in the day are dehydrated too.
Absolutely.
I notice that myself. It's like, you don't need a coffee, you need a liter of fucking water.
And you need to do some push-ups or something.
Yeah.
Like you need to just move your body.
Yeah.
So creatine, really beneficial. We've spoken about it a lot on the podcast. Obviously, it's got great, performance enhancing benefits because it's got, tons and tons and tons of research backing it to do so. It increases strength, allows you to perform more, kind of, I guess, like overall training volume, get better recovery between your sets. It can increase, your muscle size comparative to people who don't take it. The best way to have it is probably daily.
Yeah.
There used to be like a creatine loading protocol.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you get to the same level of saturation if you're taking 5 grams per day compared to doing that loading protocol. So I would just take it, your 5 grams pre or post workout. It doesn't really matter when you have it. It's just 5 grams a day. I would also argue if you have a lot of meat, I don't know if you would need it, but especially red meat, but supplementing it's good. We've talked about the cognitive benefits that it can give people, especially with like a high workload and stuff. You can use it for other things cognitively as well. And then I've saw some really cool stuff about macrodosing it for people with like Alzheimer's and shit.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's doing some really cool stuff there. So there's going to be more uses for it, I think, as we find more answers.
Wonder if they'll make one that tastes good.
Yeah, the chalkiness.
20 grams, it's rough.
Bro, even today I was like, I had 2 scoops of protein powder, so I was like, that'll mix it out. And it's just like, when you drink you can feel the grittiness in your teeth. I'm like,
still no.
This is shit.
Yeah.
One that doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion, is electrolytes.
Yeah.
So big on the use of electrolytes pre and intra-training. Because maintaining hydration is super important. Like we want optimal nervous system function, optimal muscle function, which is muscular contractions, and we also want to like do our best to kind of limit fatigue as much as possible.
Yeah.
Just like have this really good flow of circulation, hydration in the blood, all those types of scenarios. So a electrolyte formula would be really good. I've found that just drinking coconut water if you like it, with, again, just a couple of cracks of sea salt is probably the easiest way to get it down. But you can do like an electrolyte blend. Really pumping their tires up. But again, bulk nutrients do like a pretty good one.
Yeah.
That's flavored as well. And it's got a little bit of carbs in it for, obviously transportation and all of that. But use case would be, long training sessions, warmer climates. If you're someone who sweats a lot, they would be scenarios where you would want to have a little bit more than others, but I would argue that everybody would need it.
Yeah.
Because even you still perspire if you don't sweat.
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm perspiring at the moment. It's like you still need to kind of transfer that that fluid or exchange that fluid and stuff. So that would be an absolute must for me.
Yep.
Last one, which I put in there for the boys. I mean, the girls can have it too, but it's just like, you're not going to have... I very rarely give glycerol to... the girls, but it's more, I guess, like for a vasodilator, like increases pump, hydration in the actual muscle cell itself. So it's cool in a cut because if you're worried about not feeling full and pumped up, like it can kind of just give you that, temporary pump feeling.
Inflated.
It's also great to use in like a scenario where you do need to look kind of full overall. So we'll use it in sometimes in peak week for contest prep. We'll use it for photo shoot preps and things like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, again, if you look at the scenario here, amino acids pre-training, caffeine to stimulate the nervous system and the alertness. Then you've got creatine to help with performance, electrolytes to help with performance, and glycerol to help hydrate the cell and fill it up.
Yeah.
That is almost like the perfect formula for me.
Yeah.
And if I actually look at my pre-workout formula, it's basically all of those.
Yeah, it's interesting when you start to look at, because I was chasing electrolytes this and more stuff, and I was like, oh, my non-stim pre has all of that. That's
because
it is.
Yeah. 100%.
So actually starting to look at, your labels.
Most pre-workout formulas will go down the route of hydration.
Yeah.
Because it makes perfect sense.
Hydrate
the system before you go in.
Get the best pumps, bro. It's like, because you got some electrolytes.
100%. So now we move to health stack. These would be the things that I would say you would be... I'm not saying that you weren't consuming the ones above, but these are the ones that I would say you would be consuming as well.
Yeah.
So first thing is fish oil.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we don't have a diet that's abundant in like fatty fish, and if we do, the quality's probably not as good. So there's a lot of benefits to supplementing with omega-3 fish oil. So typically it's like the inflammation thing, the improved cardiovascular function. Like they're the two major ones that we would want to have the fish oil for. Use case, I would say, 1 to 4 grams, depending on the size of the person. Every day, like every other day, you could do.
Yeah.
Or every day.
It's one of those habit things that every day is probably better.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's just in the fridge. Take your 1 cap or your 2 caps, and you're good to go.
You spend the extra, get the cold ones.
Yeah, I would say sourcing your fish oil is important. To making sure, what type of fish is caught, and is it farmed, is it wild, is it? Yeah, those things would be important to kind of look at.
Mm-hmm.
But either in saying that, doing it's better than not.
Agreed.
So I feel like we can get too caught up in the minutia.
I've gotten to the point where I was like, I just don't buy fish oil because I don't want to spend the money on the super expensive one, and then you just stop taking it. It's it's probably still better with
taking it's better than not.
Yeah.
So it's like let's not get too hung up
down
on
that rabbit hole myself.
Yeah. And we've done we did the grass fed and then this and that, and it's like don't know if it was that much different. Yeah. Like food quality is still pretty good here. So
Yes.
I would just work out where it comes from.
Yeah.
Just make sure that company is a reputable company and
See,
can be trusted.
Blackmore's got...
Yeah. You just can't trust them all these days. So next one, quality is super important and type is super important. It's magnesium.
Yeah.
So magnesium's really beneficial. It's like a cofactor for so many cellular processes in the body. So to list all of the things would just be ridiculously long and way beyond my level of knowledge. But it essentially can help down regulate the nervous system, improve sleep quality, relax our muscles. It helps store muscle glycogen. Carbohydrate convert to glycogen. There's a lot of things that it can do for us. Supplementing it is a really good thing to do, especially if you train and stuff. And I would say best use case would be daily. Best often taken at nighttime, more for the sleep aid effects than anything. I used to microdose it throughout the day, so you can do that as well, but it's not for a sleep effect. So, but then I just found I was missing it, and I'm just a real get your tablets in.
All my tablets at once.
AM and PM, I'm they're the only 2 times that I'll kind of venture to get my tabs. So that would be the scenario that I would say for most people. The type of magnesium is important. I think if it ends in ATE, then the bioavailability of it is pretty good. So glycinate is the most popular one. I think the one you want to avoid is the oxide one, but then I kind of read something that it's not as bad as people say, but apparently it's not as bioavailable. So kind of once it gets in the system, your body just kind of breaks it down and doesn't absorb much of it. So maybe just look into the best type. Like I said, if it ends in ATE, usually that's the
sweet.
Chelate, glycinate, another one. So vitamin C, super important, especially in the winter months, because it helps support your immune system. Reduces oxidative stress, actually can lower acutely and subtly lower cortisol as well. So that is one of the things that I'm just kind of playing with for the sleep stuff. It's just taking a bit of vitamin C before bed.
Yep.
Daily, if you've got a stressful period of time, implementing the vitamin C for that period should be good. I would just take it every day.
Yeah.
And then if you're sick, I do the old vitamin C bomb. So it's just take as much vitamin C until your body says that's too much. And then
Which you will know.
And you'll shit it out. Another one.
You can text Jason when that happens.
Another one is vitamin D. Again,
that's way higher up my list.
Vitamin D is definitely something that should be supplemented, especially if you live in colder, darker climates, because you're not getting sun exposure, and then that has a cascade of effects. Vitamin D is super important for hormone function, immunity, bone density. So supplementing it in the winter would be a good thing to do. I would say probably get your bloods done in the summer just to make sure you don't overshoot on your vitamin D, because you don't want to obviously overshoot on something. So supplementing it when you don't need it is also a problem,
I think the window for vitamin D is pretty wide.
Yeah, cool.
So if you're having 1 tab a day,
it's I'm having 5,000 IUs.
Yeah, we saw just slightly off topic, but some research around passing with the breast milk.
Yeah, right.
Amy's on like 4 or 5 caps a day.
Wow.
Just to get it into him.
Yeah, right.
Through winter.
Yeah, okay.
And like...
So it gets lost along the way.
Yeah. Yeah, and like they're not going to eat enough.
Yeah, and you're not going to give him a capsule.
Yeah, so fucking...
Squeeze it into his mouth.
So yeah, Gisborne, short days, cold, wet.
Yeah.
Pumped it over the winter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
These 3 are probably more use case specific. So CoQ10, I think, is a great supplement.
Yep.
It's good for your heart.
Daily for me.
Yeah, and it boosts mitochondrial energy production. You got to think about people who we're working with, people who expend a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So I am pretty big on the CoQ10. I actually use ubiquinol. So it's like a form of CoQ10. So yeah, and then I would say if you're a big boy pushing the sups, absolutely mandatory.
Yep.
Next one, N-acetylcysteine. So is a precursor to glutathione, which is a master antioxidant. Again, it's like liver protective. It's got antioxidant effects. If you can get liposomal glutathione, I would probably get that. It's just like super expensive. You can get injectable glutathione now, which is even better because it's just like just getting it in the system is the issue, right? Whenever you do a cofactor, you've got to think there's competition for that to other things as well. So even though you've got NAC coming in and it's like, it's going to convert to glutathione, it's like, well, what if something else needs that first?
Yeah.
So it could affect the kind of downstream production of glutathione. But like, again, like I said, if I think we're pushing a lot of like inflammation, there's a lot of reactive oxygen species, like there's things that are surmounting that are different to people who are like sedentary and don't train, especially if you're doing like bodybuilding. It's like a lot of protein, there's a lot of muscle damage, a lot of ATP being created. So I think just like a little bit of support in that scenario, just like dot I's and cross T's. Again, if you're a big boy pushing everything, then absolutely mandatory again. And the last one I've got here is berberine. Or alpha lipoic acid as well. So both of those are like, I use them as like GDAs, so glucose disposal agents. When the carbs go up, as we spoke about, you're pushing size, you're trying to eat, an athlete specific diet. So it's like low fat, high carb, moderate protein potentially. You want to
moderate for us.
Yeah, you would want to make sure that like your insulin sensitivity is being, looked at in optimal levels. Blood sugar regulations there. Lipid profiles are good, and berberine helps support all of those things, and essentially like digest your carbs and take them where they need to go, for lack of a better term. So taken with heavy carb meals, especially in your bulking phase, is the best time to do it. It's probably no need to do it in a cut, because it's like the carbs are low, you're dropping body fat. Those things are going to improve your insulin sensitivity as well. Anyway, so it's probably more of an acute strategy or protocol when you're in a build and calories are high and you're pushing the size and stuff. I found it really effective for that. Yeah, and just staying lean whilst eating heaps. Yeah. So they would be like the main ones for like a lifter. There's more, these is almost endless. So I think this health stack kind of scenario.
Don't be complex in there.
So I did, and then I feel like it's case specific depending on the diet that they consume.
Like you'll be careful with how much shit you. Yeah. You have Powerade and.
Yeah, so I've had, especially those
Barocca, and it just sneaks up on you, man.
Especially those hydration drinks. Tabs and the energy drinks and shit.
Yeah.
So I found that I was just overdoing, like people were overdoing it if I was supplementing it with them.
Yeah.
Having it on standby, and it's like, certain scenarios like, energy issues or, stressful scenarios. It's like, yeah, sure. Like, all bloods get done and, it's like all of the B family are low. Then it's like, oh, well, if we're not going to get this stuff in the diet, like then maybe we'll supplement it. So I kind of moved away from the prescription of that outside of like an extreme deficit. Yeah. It's like, a whole food multivitamin would probably be a good place to kind of start. Obviously, there's a lot more like, it's like, where do you stop? It's like, you got male reproductive health, you got zinc, you got folate, you got carnitine. Like you can literally go so far with all of this stuff. But I just think for most people, it's like if you had fish oil, mag, vitamin C, and vitamin D in the winter, it's like you're doing pretty good, along with like your creatine and stuff like for your training. So
you stay away from a multi.
I wouldn't stay away from a multi. No, not at all. I think a well formulated multivitamin is a cheat code. You know, it's just kind of easy to get everything in all in one hit. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't move away from that. I think it's a pretty easy way to get everything in.
Yeah.
So then the last one, cognitive enhancers. So I've played around with all of these outside of the lion's mane. So I'm gonna most likely try it just to see if it works. So the first one's like, tried and tested, L-theanine. So again, with these cognitive enhancers, we're looking for certain properties from all of them. So L-theanine creates like a calm focus without feeling like groggy. So it kind of smooths out. It's actually really good to mix with caffeine because it kind of smooths out the overstimulation. So those two together is pretty awesome. Yeah. These are all things that you can get access to too. Like, because obviously, what about modafinil? Yeah. Modafinil's the best. Nah.
Until the next day.
Until you don't need to do the work anymore. Yeah. Lion's mane, not something I've looked at, but I looked a lot. Like everywhere I looked, it was just like lion's mane. And I was like, okay, well, there's something to that, so I'll probably play around with it. So apparently, it stimulates nerve growth factor, supports memory, and improves long-term brain health. Yep. So again, that might be cool, even as a use case, maybe for like Alzheimer's and shit moving forward. So I feel like we're moving into a cool space with like medicine and stuff. Yeah. Like some of the things I've been seeing, I'm like, we're gonna live to 100.
Yeah. We won't, but
we won't.
People will.
We won't. People will. I was talking about this the other day. I was like, I'm happy. Like 65, man, 70, I'm good. Yeah. Even if I get there, we'll see. Yeah. Use case: daily, long-term cognitive support and focus. So it builds up, kind of compounds over time as you use it. Alpha GPC or CDP choline. So I've used those. There's a formula called I'm really gassing up bulk nutrients today. So they do another formula called Cognitone. It's actually got all of these in outside of the lion's mane. It's really good. Even the next one's got 5-HTP in it as well.
Tastes like shit, but it's very good.
It's really good. So boost acetylcholine, key neurotransmitter for memory, learning, better mind-muscle connection, which better muscle contractions, we'll call it. Use case, like take it as you need it. Yep. Take it when you're about to do a task, something that requires concentration, focus, thinking, alertness, those types of things. But alpha GPC is good. I would argue if you got a formula that had caffeine, L-theanine, alpha GPC, and 5-HTP in it, you're gonna be doing some shit.
Cognitone's caffeine free, right?
It's got 80. It's got like enough for like a cup of coffee.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good. It's really good. Like I said, the flavor's a bit mid, but I can just do that. Mate, if you can have methylene blue, you can have anything. You can have anything. I'm telling you, it's disgusting. So 5-HTP, precursor to the neurotransmitter serotonin. So it supports mood. It can support appetite regulation, and it can actually help improve sleep as well.
Interesting.
Use case generally in the evenings for sleep benefit. You have to kind of consider the other medications and other things that people are on, because we don't want competition, with maybe if someone's like on antidepressants or something like that, you've just got to consider that. And that's with all of this stuff. Like, this is just education. Like, if your unique circumstances, you guys have to do the homework or speak to somebody who's going to, tell you guys this is what you should do or shouldn't do. The last one, which I've played around with recently, which I have seen an amazing cognitive effect, is methylene blue. Now, I have read that it's somewhat person to person, like most things, but it's a potential mitochondrial enhancer, so it can create more energy. It can improve cognition and give you a little bit of energy, on the other side of that. It's not used for that as its main kind of use case. It's used for some really intricate condition that people have, but the days I've had it, man, like so clear, like so much clarity, especially with caffeine. Like those two together, really good. But the administration of it is the downside. Like, it's disgusting. It's fucking blue. It stains your mouth. It stains your teeth. It stains your tongue. Like,
there's no other.
I'm sure you could get tablets, maybe. It's really expensive as well.
Yeah.
So I would not go there first.
Yep.
I kind of was trying to put a puzzle together for my fat loss, and I was like, well, if I can increase mitochondrial production and then make it burn itself without doing any exercise. Yeah, like I was trying to piece it all together with all my stuff. So don't think I would go that route. But there's other benefits that people are finding every day with it as well, for the heart, the this, the that. So you can definitely go down that route if you want to. Now we're going to get to the under-the-counter subs. No, I'm kidding.
Patreon.
How are we doing for time? Oh, sweet. I got a few more questions. We'll answer this one. I'm going to answer this one first because it's easy. What's the best Ninja Creamy recipe? So I don't think there's a best Ninja Creamy recipe because it depends on the ingredients.
Yeah.
So if I'm having because I can make
calorie dependent.
Yeah, because I can give you 1,000 calorie Ninja Creamy, and it's got cream and fucking full cream milk. Like at the end of the day, when you think about a Ninja Creamy, if you want it to taste good, it's got to have fat in it.
Yeah.
Lots of fat in the liquid.
Yeah.
If you want it to be macro friendly, it can't have any fat.
No fats.
So then it's you got to choose your base. Yeah. So it's your liquid. So I'm either going to choose cream, full cream milk, or almond milk, and then there's a spectrum in between that: skim milk, like normal milk, whatever. And then you go, cool. Well, what am I going to mix with it? Over here, you can probably you can make chocolate sauce. You could, peanut butter. You could and then in the middle, you're probably having protein powder, and on this side, it's only protein powder.
Yeah.
And then again, depending on the calories, are you sprinkling stuff on top? Are you I tend to find if you're calorie conscious, mixing in some form of pudding powder, like aeroplane jelly do one. It's like a custard. Yeah. So mixing that in, it's like a mousse. So that'll kind of give it a good texture. Yeah. So then it's not.
So low-cal ones get real icy real quick.
Well, it's. I was just about to say it's more like eating an icy pole, a blended icy pole.
Yeah.
So there's no. It would depend on your calories. Yeah. Unfortunately, so I'm sorry to disappoint you on that one. Yeah. How do you not get bummed about the number you see on the scale, Ben? Did you ever get bummed when it didn't go up? Isn't it funny we never talk about that? You never get upset. You don't, we never talk about standing on the scales and it not going up, and we're like, fuck.
Which only for 3 years.
How do you not get bummed about it?
Track it more frequently.
Assess
answer. Averages over time.
Yep.
And then do a weekly review of trend over the week, comparatively trend over the month, and measure your adherence and your plan.
Yeah.
So if adherence is good and it's not doing what you want it to do, change the plan. If your adherence is not good, change the adherence.
Yeah. I think standing on the scale more frequently and just not giving it any more meaning than it needs.
Yeah.
People give it more meaning.
Much power.
Yeah. The more you step on it, the more exposure, the less significant it is.
Yeah. I put on a kilo overnight last night.
Yeah. Who cares? Yeah. All right. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah. I think I'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Okay, so we'll talk about this case study. So we've got a couple of people. We've got a fair few people in prep at the moment. So the lean stress is really high. We need them to get leaner, and we're pulling out all the stops. The calories are low, the cardio is high, the supplements are in the mix. There's caffeine, there's everything in there to help get them through the day and mitigate their appetite as much as possible. But in all stressful scenarios, the thing that we need to get in check is sleep.
Yeah,
we have to make sure that we're getting good night's sleep, because it's just a cascade of negative things that come on the other side of that. Harder to burn body fat, muscle loss is higher. Yeah. Then you've got excessive use of caffeine to catch up, and then the cycle kind of repeats itself. So I had this discussion with Kayla, and she was really aware of kind of what her day-to-day was like, and we kind of decided that we were going to reduce the screen time and get the lower hanging fruit in check first. So the things that we looked at was just sleep wake time, screen time, just making sure bed, all that stuff is cold, sheets good, this and that. And then we looked at timings of meals. So a little bit of carbs if we have it before bed. And then that's when we kind of also implemented the magnesium and just got a sleep aid sup and whatnot. That would be they would be the first places I would go to. A lot of people kind of go to, just like, what can I take first?
That's any highly stressed person too. You don't have to be in prep for anything you just said.
So if you're not sleeping at all,
it's like the first place I would start with anyone.
If you're not sleeping, you would go straight to that. I think people don't value the screen time thing. They think like they can get away with like 20 minutes, 30 minutes before bed.
Yeah.
And it's like the damage has been done. There's time that needs to happen. Like there's a period of time where we need no stimulation so that like our body can like start the process of driving sleep. Melatonin production, because the eyes don't have the light kind of beaming in at specific angles, will increase the ability for those hormones to go, all right, it's time for bed.
Yeah.
It's time to wind ourselves down. And then that can also help us stay asleep. Now, the thing that we're battling with is that these people are stressed and there's a lot of food going in. So what happens when, the body goes to try and find
3 a.m. I'm hungry.
A food source, it's going to jam up the cortisol to obviously try and find, a source of fuel to, keep the body alive. And then that's when they're like wide awake.
Yep.
So we've got to try and offset those things. So that's where the supplementation and the nutrition strategies can help. Playing around with, like I said before, a bit of mag, a bit of vitamin C pre-bed, some carbohydrates pre-bed, and then the last supplement that I've got is just like a little, ace up my sleeve, is the phosphatidylserine. So it's not something I've used just yet, but as in this particular prep. But using phosphatidylserine actually dampens like the cortisol effect and can just help like kind of lower it. So using that over time at night, especially even in high stress situations, can be a nice little play as well. So that'll be the last card that I kind of like put out on the table for everyone. But didn't want to go with that first because I'm like, get your house in check.
Yeah.
Get everything in check first. If we've got the carbs to play with, sometimes we don't.
Yep.
Get some before bed, and then let's go down the supplementation route. And who knows, like 2-3 weeks time, they're all going to be shredded.
Yeah.
Like even more. So we're probably going to have to play the card.
Yeah.
So that's the scenario that I would have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Feedback from Sandra's been good with the sleep sup.
Yeah.
Changing the lifestyle things as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's like trying to get the sleep from 10 o'clock till 4 o'clock in the morning. Like they at least need 6 hours of restfulness, I think. So
yeah,
that's the thing we're always fighting with, which sometimes it's not going to happen, but we have to find a way to make it happen because everything kind of flows on from there. All right. I was going to ask one more question, but we'll wrap it up because we've got 2 more podcasts to do.
It's a good app.
Yeah, absolutely. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions about your supplements, just pop them through in the DMs. Be happy to have a chat about that. If you're interested in coaching, you've hit a bit of a stumbling block or you want to try something different and take your results to the next level, applications for coaching are open. So get onto the website. We've got Transformer, which is our short 6-week, lose 4 kilos in that 6-week time frame. We'll coach you for free until you do. If your goals aren't orientated around that, we've got our one-to-one coaching. So you can submit an application. We'll jump on a call. We'll see if they're the right fit. If you haven't hit that like, share, or follow button, depending on where you are, please do so. It does help us get the message out. So thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time.